your ass right now. If you get sick on their establishment and you got to sue and you try to sue them, they're trying to protect themselves. I got that. I'm gonna have mine. Nothing against them. And I got
And
kids.
you got a
If
supply.
you got kids or you got people susceptible to getting sick real quick or underlying conditions, put a damn mask on. See, y'all gonna get me started.
It's common sense. I'm sorry I got him fired up. Here, do a quick promo. What you got there? What you holding?
Y'all don't understand.
What you holding?
Y'all don't understand.
Flip the screen the other way. Tony D, put it in picture so we can get both. There you go. Swing it back and
forth. You don't know
forth.
what these two are? Your ass really is in trouble. Spoiler alert. I'll be here all day. Don't get sick. Don't get sick. Don't get sick. Don't get sick. Get up on your health. That's the biggest thing you can do besides wearing a mask. If you're healthy, you'll survive. If not, get a mask. Me, I'm borderline. I'm borderline. The hell with it.
Listen, you've got to admire this man's. You've got to admire this man's passion for humanity.
You got
now. Listen,
appreciate it.
You got to appreciate it. This is grown man's talk right here. He's just trying to keep it safe. You know, whether you agree with him or not, you just want to keep it safe.
We just came off a late night parent. I'm on my grown folks shit right now.
Hey, change to picture or grid.
PIP. Go to PIP and hit number 1 for you.
There you go. Hit number 1 for Tony D.
I just need to know how this man just got up here. He trying to tell me what to do. Drop a bomb on your
Big up to new niggas that think they know it all.
Right. Because you read page 13 before page 2 don't make you smarter than me. I just want to let you know.
Facts. just Sunday you was telling me how to work it.
Yes. Each one teaches.
I know you had a long day at work today, so you may be a little mentally weary, a little mentally taxed, you know, as far as having a long day. I know you get up in the morning early. So I'm just, we just holding it down.
You know that, right, Ted? That's a cheap shot. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Not even, bro. Not even. I'm just
messing with you. You rather have that long ass week too.
We keeping it gangster in here. Big up to niggas working every day.
Boy.
Having a job is a good thing.
Losing your job to the pandemic. Oh my God.
Having a job is a good thing.
Yes, Lord.
Oh yeah.
Some folks lost their job and have nothing to go back to. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and that's a tough one right there.
We got John Ardmore's ass. Oh Lord.
Laugh track.
Yeah. Oh yeah, my man got the sound effects. We can do this for real. He got the sound effects.
Yeah, this is a radio show. Yeah, I'm coming from a radio network, so we doing what we do. This is a radio show, so we come with all the bells, the whistles, the goodie bag. We in a joke bag. You know what I mean?
What's up, Melody? How you?
That's what we do.
I think I want to talk to her maybe once, twice. What's going on? Melody Phone. I think I subscribed to her last week. She was on one broadcast I was on. We were chopping it up pretty good. I was talking with Carl Hunger and John Powell. We tripped out pretty good last week.
Yeah,
we was tripping out hard. Talking Marvel, movies, cartoons, Star Trek, Star Wars, everything. That was hilarious.
Yes.
That was hilarious. So like I said, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, man, you're gonna
John Powell with the OBS.
He's up in Canada. He had a crazy background like Colin.
Yeah.
He is a riot. He is a riot. Oh my God. He was the one we was doing Star Trek broadcast with.
Yes. John's in the building. John Ardmore is in the building. All right.
Hey, you missed it. We started talking and Star Trek came up. That was a whole nother hour. Oh my God.
Listen, big up to all the Trekkies in the building. I'm not really a Star Trek guy, but y'all do it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get it in. Y'all get that work in. Yeah. It's a legacy. It's like how many decades? How many decades? Real quick
50.
Before I pull up out of here,
50.
How many decades has Star Trek been running officially right
50.
now?
50. More than 50, but less than 60.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Tony,
that's insane.
If I say to you, my Katra, what does that mean to you?
Sounds Klingon. I don't know.
Pretty close.
See, and you spelled
Talking
Jordy
about
wrong,
Jordy
John.
again.
Try again, John. You spelled Jordy wrong. Oh my God. No, we're not.
Yo,
The Contra, I don't entirely remember, but
the
it does sound
Contra
fun.
with Spock. Spock gave his Contra to McCoy.
See, that's
in
the
Star
Vulcan
Trek
term.
3.
That's the Vulcan term for mind meld.
There you go. You got it on the second hit. There you
That's
go.
what he gave
There
me,
you go.
but you taught me something.
Y'all got history in this. That's crazy.
Oh,
Yo,
That's
we
not
enjoy
crazy.
it.
That's fandom. That's not crazy. That's fandom. Or should they say fan addict? Fan addict is a crazy
we went
fan.
in about a month and a half ago. We went in on Star Trek. We broke it all the way down. The only thing we
That's
didn't
live.
do was map the galaxy. That's all we didn't do.
Did y'all suit up?
No.
No, but they were pulling out some props. They were pulling out some
Did y'all
props.
suit up? Oh, all right. You say that for the Comic-Con, right?
Right.
That's what's up. That's a good look. That's a good look. Well, listen, Tony D, thank you for letting me shine once again for pulling up.
I'm trying to reciprocate what you've done for me. That's all it is, bro.
Ted Hicks, the same for you. Thank you guys for pulling up earlier on the on my show.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
I gotta skate. Fellas, you have a good night.
Doubt.
Enjoy your weekend. Happy Friday once again, everybody. Sunday Night Smoke, I'm out.
Peace, bro.
Peace, fellas. Peace, fellas. Peace,
Absolutely.
peace. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Good night, guys.
Oh, yeah.
So, Tony, man.
Yes, sir.
What time are you doing this tomorrow? That's what I wanted to know.
I scheduled it. You're tagged on it. You should have got a notification.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on. I'm going to work on that time frame. I've never done that. I don't have no plans tomorrow night. Once I get off work. Go ahead.
Because who's fighting tomorrow? It's a little MMA tomorrow.
That's fine.
Yeah. Hang on one second. Let's see.
Check your schedule. Check your schedule. I already know you MMA heads or something else.
Yes. Yo, shout out to Jason, the Real Mike. Yo, MMA for Money show. Every week they turn it up.
Yeah, they do. They do
a really good job.
Yeah,
you know,
they talk all sports though. They talk wrestling, MMA, everything, don't they?
I don't want to pin them to strictly MMA, but they talk that so well. But they do cover crypto.
Yeah,
I think the end thing now is to cover crypto.
It is the end thing, especially with the market dropping the way it is. Whoever has any money, and it's a tax season, I didn't think about that.
I got a phone call. I got a phone call on, what was it, Wednesday?
Oh, this son of a bitch here. Oh, my God.
No, Thursday? No, it was Wednesday. I got a phone call Wednesday morning. It was just like, don't get nervous. And I said, don't get nervous.
It's going to drop. That's spoiler alert, yeah.
They said, pull up your Robinhood. Pull up your Coinbase. Yo, you couldn't even get into Coinbase.
Yeah, Coinbase was acting up. I saw that.
But so here's the conspiracy theory. So both of us can get canceled by the crypto world. Was that something that was forced? Because everyone was sell. You got China and you got everything going on. And then all of a sudden you can't get into your Coinbase.
It was a panic because after Elon Musk said what he said, the market dropped. Good
evening, gentlemen.
Oh, my Jesus, Lord and mercy. Of all damn people. Of all. What's up, man? How you living?
What?
B, what's going on?
I can't bring them up.
I'm doing good, man. How are y'all doing?
Pretty good.
Actually. There we go.
There you go.
Now I'm going to work this one. Yeah, this is a whole lot better. All right.
That one.
Finish yours because I got to get on Brian. Let me go get my beer. Finish yours. I'm going to get on Brian.
The only thing I'm going to say is...
And Brian, what you going to know damn well?
There had to be some type of conspiracy theory. Because Wednesday morning, Brian, I woke up to a phone call. Don't get nervous. It's like nobody moves, nobody gets hurt. And so I'm looking at my phone. They said to me, don't go into whatever app you're using for crypto. It's taking a dump. And here I am. I'm the novice. I'm unlike the rest of you folks who are like gurus and geniuses and all of this. So I just see everything's in a negative. Everything. Because I have small amount in multiple sectors. So in all different coins. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I got another phone call and they said, don't sell. Whatever you do, don't sell. And I was like, no, because if you sell, you're done. You've lost. So for a second, when it was really tanking, when it dropped below 40 and it dropped to like 33, I went to hit the Coinbase and I had another friend call. Well, that one was a text. It said, it's below 33. I can't get into Coinbase. My conspiracy theory was Coinbase themselves took the system down, kicked users out, wouldn't allow them to sell because so many people were dumping.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and dig into this. Tax season catches my attention. Appreciate the award from Information Man TV. Information Man, you got an invite, brother. I ain't talk to you in a minute.
Wait, hold on.
Yes.
Where's Information Man been?
That's why I brought him up. I want to know where he's been quiet. He's been quiet since the verdict. He's been quiet since the verdict.
I've been checking for him. I know he did an Andrew Brown show strictly on YouTube.
Okay, so he might not have been on here. He might have been on his YouTube channel, but I haven't seen him
strictly on YouTube because I was looking for him. Right. Information Man, I have your phone number. Don't make me call you. Do it because you tagged him on the broadcast and he didn't show up. I said call him. Ooh. That's it. I'm looking for my phone. I'm doing all this talking and I'm like, where's my phone? Yo, and I invited you to Information Man. I gave you 35, 40 seconds. I know you get on the computer.
Yeah,
in front of it.
Yeah, as far as Bitcoin, I mean, like you, you're a little bit more, you're way more advanced than I am. I mean, I'm still trying to understand the whole stocks of stuff because I'm using Robinhood.
Okay.
To just as an intro to get my feet wet to understand the whole the share trade game. I mean, I have a couple like in AMD, a couple in Under Armour,
okay,
a couple of spots companies in California.
Okay.
On the herbal base, if you catch my meaning.
Gotcha.
I mean, so far, I mean, it's been up and it's been down, but I'm still trying to get a better understanding. I mean, I do want to have some money set aside and like go into gold, because from what I understand, like it would either go up, it'll go down, but it'll still plateau because people will still buy gold. Now, I understand that you could either buy the bar, the ounce, or the gram, I believe.
Yeah, they redoing gold. Crypto's all about reinvesting in gold. Appreciate that award, Ted. Good looking out. But
no doubt.
Seriously, the whole market tanked. Appreciate that one too. It's tax season. I didn't think about that. You got the word. I ain't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Nas talked about he got an ownership in Coinbase. I ain't think about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be here all day. I can't wait till tomorrow night. See what you did? You just loaded up for tomorrow night.
Well, I'm just saying, just from everyone. So every system that you know about nowadays that's legitimate has
been attacked.
They not only that, but they have some type of cloud service provider, right? So they're either on AWS or they're on Azure or they're on Google Cloud. So everyone is purchasing enough to support their infrastructure. So when I see stuff that goes down or you aren't able to access your funds or your services, I kind of have a question. And I'm like, how much of this is, hey, we're going to lock down the system because too many people are selling?
Guess what else we didn't think about? Guess what else we didn't think about?
What?
Now with all the regulations, everybody's pulling back.
Yeah, you got, and it doesn't help when you got the Doge father chiming in, talking about renewable energy and energy efficiency, and you got
the who?
The Doge father.
Who's that?
He was on Saturday Night Live a few weeks ago. Musk, the guy who likes to shoot rockets and electric vehicles. Musk.
Oh, Elon. Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So you got that happening. You got. You like that, right?
I don't know. That's good. Doge father. I'm like, who's the Doge father? Who's that?
And I was like this, just going along with it, and y'all like, what did he just say? Okay, so you got all of that going on. You got China devaluing crypto.
Pause for the cause.
Pause for the cause.
cause.
The man is in the building.
Pause for the cause.
The man is in
Where
the
you
building.
been, man? You gonna spend a month on Hap. Then you
Where
gonna
you
disappear
been?
like your ass went to Mars with the rest
Where
of the
you
East Coast.
been?
Where you
Nah,
been? I told you to call you too. How you get tagged on the broadcast? You don't come up. Everybody shot you off. All those 6 hours
I
you
appreciate that.
You ain't over 1 hour and you ain't been up here. What's up, man?
I'm not even talking to you, man.
I appreciate you guys sending them. You know, when I got that message and then I didn't, and by the time I got it, I think you guys were over. But I've done a few things on YouTube, but I had to take a little break because I had some personal things I was dealing with, health issues I had to deal with too.
You good?
So yeah, I'm fine now.
You good?
Fine now.
Okay.
I'm good, but there was some things that occurred that kind of curtailed my schedule and going on here and stuff like that. So that's why you hadn't seen me around. I just took a little step back and had some personal things to deal with and gather. But everything's good. Nothing disastrous. Nothing, you know. But sometimes you gotta take a step back and take care of some of the outside issues you have to deal with. But I'm glad I came on here and I seen you brothers. You talking about Bitcoin. I know it took a big dip.
Dumb.
You know,
dumb.
hey, look, you all are old enough to remember this. Remember back in the 90s when there was the rage over investing in the .com businesses.
Yep. There you
And
go.
people made a lot of money, and people
Preach.
were just as enthusiastic as they are about Bitcoin today, and they were going all in. And then eventually, unfortunately, there was a bubble. Yeah, where did he go?
What happened? And this is messing up. For the time you've been gone, the app has been acting up a little bit. So don't think it's your computer. Don't think it's your phone, your tablet, where that goes to
It's
everybody
not
else.
you.
Yeah,
Right.
there's something going on. They upgrading or whatever, but y'all just keep moving. Everybody stay plugged into each other. Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
But
We gotta let
but
Ted finish too, but go ahead.
But to a conclusion of what I'm saying, you've all have lived through that. You've seen
Yes.
how the bubble just went boom and people were losing their shirts.
Yep.
That's the reason why I take a more conservative attitude when it comes to the Bitcoin. Most experts say don't invest more than you can afford to lose. But there are people out here that are betting the whole goddamn house.
Time out. Information man, run that back. Run that back for the people that are listening on the replay.
Brian,
Brian,
hear what he say, Brian.
Once again, the experts on this are saying don't invest money in Bitcoin that you can't afford to lose, meaning only bet what you can afford to lose in a nutshell. But what's happening is that people are betting the house. I think what's happening is the same thing what happened in .com. You're hearing your buddies, you're hearing other people on social media bragging to you about how much money they're making, right? So they're saying, wow, I made this, I made that. And all of a sudden in your mind, you're saying, well, damn, if he can do it, I can do it too. But you don't know how much knowledge he's got, who he's got working for him in the background studying this. You just say, hey, I can do it because he's doing it by himself. Next thing you know, boom, you can lose everything. So, and remember, there's two type of crypto. There's the one that's regulated, that's controlled by the banking system, right? What's the term? What's the term for that? There's two types. That's one that's regulated, that's kind of controlled a little bit by the Wall Street system, and then there's one that's outside of it.
Wait. Are you
talking more like there's a term for it?
Are you talking more like with Grayscale and GBTC or something like that with stocks? Or you're talking, because I know the stuff that we're looking at is totally not regulated.
Yeah, I don't know.
FDIC.
I don't know any crypto that's regulated.
There's a term for it, and I can't put my
lose
mind
your
on
shirt
it.
off your back, information man.
And it's the term that people, when they talk about Bitcoin, they never say it because that's the coin that's sort of linked into Wall Street. And then you got to ask yourself this question, gentlemen. Do you think that the United States or our system, you see in China, they're not telling their people to invest in it. Do you think that they're going to allow this cryptocurrency to overtake paper currency, particularly in America, since a lot of our petrodollars are based in oil, which keeps us afloat?
Well,
oil.
They had a regulation come down where fiat and crypto can coexist. So to that, I would almost say no. But go ahead, please.
No. So I'm asking the question because I personally think that, yeah, you can make money off of it, But will these governments allow people,
No.
just the average everyday person,
No.
to get rich versus the
No.
investors, the business people, the people who really can move and shake everything, right? Because you all saw what happened with
Peace, Heavenly Dude.
with the what's that video game company?
I'll be right back.
And people were going on
You
Robin.
good, Brian? You good, Brian? Just keep
All right,
tuning
Brian.
in, bro. Appreciate you popping up for real.
And people were going on Robin Hood, the
Thanks,
little
B.
man. Take care, sir. And they were able to drive
The Robin Hood scam earlier
Took
this
my
year,
GameStop.
GameStop up,
something like
right?
that. Yeah.
And then for the first time, they beat the big guys, and then the big guys stopped everything because they were
Wall Street
losing.
bets.
They were losing their pants.
They were
Right.
losing their profits.
So what that shows you what that shows me is that, wow, if the average guy out there could do that and make some money, and they can like flip the rules of their own system around to make sure that they don't lose and you lose, that tells you the whole system is rigged.
It's been like that, and we knew that. But the whole thing with crypto was it wasn't supposed to be regulated. That was the word last year. Right around the end of the year, they started jumping all over it. And that's what's slowing everybody down. I think now that the tax issues have come up and you got to put down what you made, how much you spend into it, how much you converted, I think it's killing people. And that's why I love what you said. Do not invest more than what you can afford, because people are losing everything, swearing up and down that they can make money on the side and not get hit for it.
Right,
But
sir.
it got real the minute for those who do their taxes, and you see that question.
Yes.
Have you dealt with any digital currency
Yes.
over this past calendar year?
And how much did
That's
you
when
make?
it got real.
That's right. That's right. I agree. Now, if you don't have a business, you can't write them numbers off. Spoiler alert.
Right.
Spoiler alert. I'm going to start broadcasting my damn self. Poker game via crypto. Mike, I think you got something, and I'm quite sure they are already on it. I'm quite sure
No.
they're already on it.
What he's saying is it is a poker game because you don't
Right.
know. It's like, hey, I'm gonna drop. Let's just say, let's use a number like 1,000. I'm gonna drop $1,000 in there because I have that to the side to play with.
Play with, right.
Right. Right.
So that if you lose it, you're like, okay, well, I took a bath there, and all right, next.
Mm-hmm.
It's like going to the casino.
Yes, it is.
Right. And
Buyer beware.
what I was bringing up before, you brothers are familiar with it. You have to look at how the foreign markets are responding to this Bitcoin phenomena.
Yes,
It's a
they have
bit,
less
because
regulation
when you
than
look
people.
at the economy of China and how they are the it.
Mhm.
Hell, we're in debt to them. If they're telling their
Forever.
people, and the Chinese are very they're pragmatists. They analyze. They're very analytical people in the way they do their business. If you look at them in business historically, if they're telling their people to move away from Bitcoin, to take a little bit of a chill, what does that say for the rest of us in America?
We'll never have what we think we're supposed to make. Plain and simple.
And they have a very conservative, very dictative government. So if they're saying, "Oh no, we telling our people, man, y'all better chill,"
Mhm.
right? While people in America are running on YouTube, they're on social media, and they're telling you how much money they're making. But this is the thing that people have failed to understand: if all of our money becomes electronic,
Mhm.
they actually can control you more than they can with the paper money.
Yeah.
Because why? In order to get access to your money, just like debit cards now,
You got to go through them again.
you have
gotta
to go through
them.
their system.
Yeah.
And you got to go through a worldwide web, a spider. So you got to ask yourself, if there's a system, who controls the system? Who's
Absolutely.
in control of it? Who regulates it? And then
Absolutely.
how can they cut off your access? Well, the only way you can get access to it is what? You got to have access to internet. You got to be able to pay the fees for your internet. You got to have ways to get into that web to get to your access to your money. Let's say you have a natural disaster,
Mhm.
and we've seen this. Like you seen, look at what happened to us with the oils, brother. Let's say there's something that happened
Drop
where
that
all
knowledge.
power shuts down. We saw what happened in Texas when the power shut down.
Drop
That
that
means
knowledge.
You don't
Drop
get
that
access
knowledge.
to your money electronically,
Yep.
or even if it's in the banking system, because if everything is electronic and the power runs down, how do
Yep.
you get access to your money?
You
My
can't.
my family told me a long time ago, and I know you brothers know this. You should always stuff yourself a little cash money
Yes.
somewhere in
Physical.
your privacy of your residency or wherever you need to, just for emergencies if stuff shut down and you can't get to this electronic money or use debit cards.
Yeah. We can be here all day.
Hey,
Now,
put
I'm going to
that
do one
message
tomorrow.
up.
I'm going to do one tomorrow. I should have tagged you on the information, man. I got to let Ted finish what he was saying earlier.
No.
We're gonna do it.
Put that message up for Jeff Ocean
How do I do that?
and chew on that.
How do I
Jeff
do that?
Ocean.
Oh, I see it. Present on screen. He said it
Yeah.
right, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen.
Well,
Because that's one of the conversations people are saying. What if the internet cuts off? The internet's never going to cut off. It just may cut off at your location.
But this is the thing. This is the thing, gentlemen. Okay,
Appreciate that, Ted. I didn't know how to do that. Good looking out.
Brother Tony, but look
What's
at it
up?
like this. All due respect to what you're saying.
Right.
Right now, the majority of people in our well, let me say this: a good number of people in our society, most of their financial transactions daily are with debit cards. When I go to stores, I don't know how it is for you gentlemen, I hardly ever see people pull out cash to buy anything anymore. Matter of fact, I went I went and purchased some things with cash, and people looked at me like I was crazy because they were like, he's pulling out cash, and that means I got to count it. So if you look at it, they already got us. They have debit cards, we have bank cards, we have grocery store cards that keep track of what we buy. That's why they give us our advertisement. And this is the question. Like I said before, if you don't keep some cash in your wallet or in a safe place at home,
you're in trouble.
And the power goes out, and you got
done.
no access to physical cash. How do you now? You have no access to your debit card to activate that to do transactions.
This is true.
But why people go crazy and be like, oh, I ain't got no cash. If you got cash, you're telling me you can't tell me that the damn gas station or any store ain't gonna take that cash. They're gonna take that cash.
Right.
It's still currency.
We kind of learned that up north when Superstorm Sandy hit. So most of the Northeast was out without power. You had, sporadic power in specific pockets. And that's when you learned you need to have physical cash on hand.
Right.
And that's when
most
we
people are direct
noticed.
deposit with their jobs too. Most people are direct deposit. So they already got you strapped. You don't even realize it.
But we also noticed how vulnerable we were with the gas also. This was back in 2012. Where gas lines are spilling out onto the streets, or you're going to specific gas stations at 2:00 in the morning and hanging out there because the truck is supposed to come around that time so that you can gas up. So we saw this almost roughly 9 years ago.
Well, let's go. Joe Biden wants to improve the infrastructure. He wants the infrastructure bill. This is the little sad secret about the whole gas pipeline thing. They're telling me and you that it was Russians or computer or whatever that hacked it. Do you gentlemen know, if you do some research into the area where that private, I must emphasize that,
private
company, do you know that Joe Biden knew this and many other politicians knew that their facilities were not up to speed? The infrastructure was already having problems prior to this so-called hack. I personally believe that telling us that it's hacks from Russia or wherever, I think that's a convenient excuse, because the fact of the matter is the infrastructure in this country, we saw in Texas, the pipes weren't weatherized. There were already problems with that plant. So this was doomed to be occurring. Now, I got this information from people or someone who lived there.
Reliable source.
That damn plant was already having problems, Tony.
I feel you.
Brother Hicks, it was already in bad shape, but the media and the government don't want to tell you that. But if you talk to people that live there, they'll tell you a different story.
Yeah. Now, that's why I was going to heavily do it. When you see this, actually, I know you're watching. That's why I was going to bring you up. You were there. You could have broke down how you all are used to these conditions here, this conditions there, but then what happened. What he's saying is right. You already know there's issues with it. But they were saying that on the news. They already knew all this stuff was old and it wasn't worth it, and people still chose to live out there, so that's their fault. That's kind of messed up. That really is kind of messed up, and that's why he's trying to do that infrastructure bill. But go ahead, like I said, I wanted to let Ted finish. But Information Man, you always come with you. That's why we invited your butt on
Thank
the other broadcast, and you ain't show up. And then you're going to
Hey,
come up here.
I apologize. I really apologize.
Nah, man, nah. You covered the whole
I
time.
just-
No, I apologize, man. I might have been dealing with some situations, so I
No,
apologize.
we understand, but it
Yeah,
just
you
wanted
good.
to
You good.
know.
Nah, but I have missed. I have missed
Heavenly
how
Dew.
going into some issues.
In the
I have
house.
missed that. I couldn't watch everything on the trial, but when you broke down his history,
Drew.
that tripped me out. I saw how mad you was. That's how I know how deep you be digging. And we still haven't finished our conversation for before, but I am going to come on tomorrow night. I know Ted don't want to stay up here late because he got to get up in the morning.
I'll come on tomorrow night with you.
Yeah, I'll be.
Oh,
I'll be
See?
looking for you tomorrow night.
So you see,
I stepped away
this
selfish with
this is how we go
yesterday.
from 1 to 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah,
to
this is how we
4.
keep going. So I got time tomorrow night. I ain't got it tonight. But Heavenly Do, what I was saying was what happened down there with the weather blew everybody's mind. And Texas gets cold. I do know that. But as far as that storm being as severe it was, and for everything that happened as disastrous as it was, I was going to ask you for your aspect on it because you're down there. I'm not. I always look for people who are in the area who can tell me the truth aside from what we're hearing on the news. Just like I'm waiting on there's a lady in India. She's up here. And I wanted to talk to her. But guess what? That typhoon hit last week. That typhoon hit last week. And now they got that black fungus issue. So I'm kind of worried about her. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's all it is. Everybody who's up here who got an aspect of something somewhere, I'll be looking for you. This is open convo. Information Man be digging. Let us know if what he's saying wrong based on where you at outside of the information they're giving him.
I'll let you
You got
know,
a
brother.
reliable source. That's what it is. Meaning based
But
on
it was funny because it was to the point where I went looking on your YouTube page because I checked your broadcast page here, and then I went looking on your YouTube page, and once I saw there was something up there recent, I said, "Okay, he's good."
Yeah, I'm good. I just haven't been broadcasting enough on here, and you'll start seeing me uploading and doing more stuff over here. I just had to take a little bit of break and rest up a little bit.
You need a breather. You need a breather.
Yeah, I need a breather because and I had some other family issues that were coming about. So you'll see me. I took a little. I disappeared, but you're going to see me doing stuff over here more regularly, and doing what I do on the YouTube. I even took a little break. That video that you saw I did about Andrew Brown.
Yeah,
I hadn't done a video on my YouTube channel for like a good 2 weeks, so that's like the latest thing I've got on that particular channel. But there's more to come. There's more to come. But I appreciate you brothers thinking about me because we live in a world where people be forgotten most of the time. But I appreciate that. But I want to ask you a question, Brother Hicks. You're in the New York area, if I'm not mistaken. I'm seeing that New York is starting to come back open, or it is opening back up.
It
there was all this
officially
hoopla
opened.
So how do you feel about things opening up as it relates to this whole virus thing? What is your honest opinion?
I was just, as I was starting the other broadcast, I had this around my neck because I was coming.
I was on.
I had this around my neck because I was just like, I'm not trusting y'all on that one.
Right.
It's long story short version. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. And there's even though they're opening up, they're still telling you if you take mass transit, wear your mask.
Right.
Yeah, you got to. It's airborne. Stop it. This is where I jump in, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Right.
Let me go in on that damn thing.
Let me add something to what you're saying, Brother Hicks. And I'm gonna talk because we're on social media.
Yes.
And we know that social media doesn't like people to have an opposite point of view about this. I'm gonna talk in code, and I hope you understand the code.
Got it.
You'll understand the code that I'm saying to you right now. I know somebody personally that's a YouTuber, but he's also a military man. He's been in the military for years. He was stationed in the Hawaii area. And guess what one of his occupations was his occupation in the military? He was a chemical engineer. And he worked in the military dealing with bioweapons.
Talk to him. I'm trying not to do this up here. This is what I won't do to lose. Go ahead.
But I'm going to talk in code. I still haven't affected anybody's platforms.
Right.
So we had a personal conversation on the phone off of social media. And he told me because of his background in chemical weapons and biological weapons in the military. And you even had the guy who was the leader of the CDC when Trump was in office, and he alluded to some things, if you get my drift.
Thank you. Thank you.
The guy that was in charge of CDC before Biden got, he said from his experience, he thinks it's you know what I'm saying? So my dude, he goes by the name Logic. My dude who was in the military, he's legitimate. I know he's legitimate military, and he worked in biological weapons. He told me this is the word that they use for it when something ain't what you think it is. He says they call it modification. He said that he can tell that it's something is modified because viruses cannot live outside of the host, which will be your body or an animal. They cannot live for long periods of time in the air because a virus needs a host to live. He says anything that lives outside of a host in the air for long periods of time, that's a modified situation. You get what I'm saying? Situation.
Now, see, now I'm going to be up all night with this shit.
He told me it's a modified situation because all you got to do is look at science on this and say, how long can a creature like this live in the atmosphere? They cannot live that long without it being in a host. He said from his experience in the military, when they make these such weapons, they modify it so that it can survive and adapt outside of you know what I'm saying?
Yes. Now, John, that is exactly what he's saying, because that was the original problem when it first came out. They talked about it, but they stopped. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that straight up, John. They've been saying that. It's been engineered. Go ahead, brother.
So when he told me that, he said all this talk about it can't, something coming from whatever animals, butterflies, whatever you want to call it. He's saying from his expertise and the work that he's done in the military, the way he's been analyzing it, it has to be modified because the damn thing keeps adapting and adapting and adapting into all this other stuff. And he says that's not how basic creatures like this operate unless they've been humanly modified. I'm gonna stop right there because that's as much as I can say without getting us in trouble up here.
Now, let me put it to you like
on
this.
these social medias.
Yes, on these social media platforms, the way you phrase it will get you in trouble. But number one, you didn't tell a lie. Number two, you didn't expose what it was that was inside that modified it. The HIV virus was said to have been modified. But this virus, when it first came out, they put all of the information that you were just saying on the news. If you catch the news at all, they was given a different aspect of what was going on every 30 minutes on every different channel. And I saw it. So what you're saying about it being engineered, I heard about that. I will go in deeper and tell you that they actually did a story where it didn't start in Wuhan. It started over here, but it got over there. Now, as far as how long the virus can survive 18 feet past the host for 28 days. That can also include the sole of your shoes. It can also be passed as airborne, so it can get passed by a cough, a breathe, flatulence, all of that. So biggest thing about these masks is how many different strands of that one specific virus is ingested or comes into your body. The mask slows down that major number. The virus is smaller than any hole that's on the mask, straight up. It really is. That's why the masks are garbage in everybody's eyes, because the virus can slip through with no problem. There is no mask that can cover that can stop the virus from coming through without you not being able to breathe. You know what I'm saying?
I definitely know what you're saying. Now, let me bring something up controversial.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
There was talk about this monster already being in the United States for quite some time, because if you know anything about this virus, there's different families of this virus, this being a novel as they claim. When you look at population in the world, you have to look at what are the countries in the world that are the most populated. China and India. It's no coincidence that China was the first to be hit very heavily because they have a very large population. Then after China, of course, Italy, Europe got hit hard. But now you're looking at India, which probably has the largest, one of the largest, if not the largest. And they're getting hit.
Populations, yes.
Right. They're getting hit hard. What I'm noticing is there's a lot of these populations outside of America that are getting hit hard. But then we were getting hit hard within America. Now, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but if you go back and do your research, gentlemen, Henry Kissinger, back in 1974, there was an article that came out where he openly talked about depopulation. He said that we may need to depopulate particular countries. He said that we can create famines. He says if we create famines, we can starve parts of different countries in the world. They call them third world countries at the time, as you know. We can manipulate other countries by manipulating their food sources and doing other things. The United States was heavily involved and has been heavily involved over the decades and years in these type of programs because they want to depopulate the population and they want to depopulate countries that they see may be a threat to America, but they also want to depopulate here because they know damn well that as humans, we use up water sources, we use up food sources. So they want to keep the population to a certain degree. Check this out. I don't know how many of you have been to Georgia, but remember they have this thing called the Georgia. Oh, then you know about the Georgia Guidestones then, brother.
I just found out about that a couple of weeks ago.
So the Georgia Guidestones talk about the population being at a certain amount. And to this day, they tell me and you that they don't know who put those stones there. But I believe they do know. They just not going to tell us.
Time out. Russian sound waves screwing with people's brains. I have not heard that one, John. Hang on.
That happened.
John, I want you to hold that thought. And man, go ahead and finish, bro.
That did happen. They used waves to hurt an American diplomat in Cuba one year.
Yes,
that's
like
been going
2 or 3 years ago.
Because if you study frequencies, right? Like I'm talking right now, I'm on a mic, right? There's frequencies, but there's frequencies that we can't hear our human. And if you increase those frequencies to a certain decimal, you can make me pass out in this chair right now. And you guys will look at me and say, hey, what happened to Info? Why did he pass out? And you would never know that somebody shot some type of sonic at me. So that guy is right. Whoever said that.
You would look just like how D.L. Hewley did when he fell out on stage.
Exactly. No, that's my that's what I put on the table right now. I think there is a component of depopulation, or let's just say
it's an agenda.
What I'm about to say is going to be controversial.
It's an agenda.
Having as many Americans die as many Americans did, it actually does benefit the government. It benefits the corporations because that's that many people they don't have to give pensions to, they don't have to employ, and we're going into the age of automation where they may not need your ass to work anymore. If you notice, the industry that's being hurt the most from not having employees is the food industry, especially in New York, right? But you don't hear any of the other industries, brothers.
Wait, no, I have not heard that. I have not heard that.
Yeah, there's been reports that people don't want to go back to work because they're getting this money, but most of the people that are not going back to work are people in food service industry, right?
Right.
But you don't hear
restaurants,
but you don't hear all the other corporations saying, we're having a hard time hiring people. No, they're saving money. They're animating. They're animation.
And overhead. Yeah. And heating and cooling of their buildings.
Oh, yeah. They're making a killing off that. I got that.
They're making a killing. So what I'm saying to you in a nutshell is that if you depopulating the society or by default of a monster like this, it actually does help those in government, because when it comes to voting and political stuff, they don't want everybody voting. So they definitely want some of your population to be decrease. Why? If you're in power, gentlemen, if you're in power and you're controlling things in this society, why would you want there to be a lot of people to be able to fight against you? You want to you benefit from a decreased population.
Fair. That's fair. I understand that.
I'm gonna stop right there.
Yeah, I understand that. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this down in about 5 minutes. Bro, it is good to see you, honestly. You was going hard for a while, and I understand you took that break because you was going the hell in during that Bulls trial. You was.
He was going day after day after day.
Yes. Yeah. I didn't need the news. I would not watch the news after your ass. I'd be at work trying to listen to this
broadcast.
Yes. Yeah. I appreciate both of y'all coming up here. Ted, you already know. You've been backing me up. I'm glad I was able to reciprocate at least one good time when we sat up here for about the same time frame.
Oh, yeah. Come on. That's any time.
I know. Man, like I said, man, we always looking for you. We're always looking for your aspect. The Russian brainwaves, If we got time tomorrow night, I want to bring that up because
Oh
the
yeah, let's talk.
brainwaves-
Let's get into it.
Well, I don't want to do it tonight. Not tonight. I gotta get up.
No, not tonight, but I'm saying
Yeah.
I'm gonna be looking for your program tomorrow. Let's get
Yes.
into a bunch of stuff.
Yes, and the brain waves that I was hearing and seeing weren't from Russia, but they were from Alaska.
Ooh, wait a minute, Tony.
Yes.
Are you familiar with the HEART program
That's
in
exactly
Alaska?
what the hell I'm talking about. That's the
Uh-oh.
one I was thinking about.
Let
That's
me
the
know.
one I was thinking about.
Really quick.
Yes.
Give me an update on that.
The HEART program is a program they got in Alaska that I saw on Jesse Ventura when he used to do his show. What they have is a little area up there. What they were trying to do was control the weather because I want to say it has something to do with the food and the vegetation that we had. They was trying to control the weather to one. We could actually have it to where we was able to do things ourselves. But it got messed up with how the weather goes. So when they would do it, it was the radiation, I think.
What they were using
Do you know
goes
what?
back
You see
to
what
that
John
whipping.
said? You see
They were
what
using
John said?
frequencies and all
I'm
this
gonna
kind of
stop
stuff.
right there, bro. You see what John said?
What did you say? Let me read this.
He can see Russia from his house in Alaska. God damn it, John, your ass is coming up. You coming up tomorrow too. You coming up tomorrow too. Because see, that's the aspect I need. Somebody who's right the hell there.
HEART
outside of
operates
that-
off of high frequencies and things of that
Yes.
nature
Yes.
into the atmosphere. He's absolutely right.
Yes, and I want to talk about that tomorrow if we get the time. So outside of that, you also had them controlling the weather, sort of like as a weapon.
Right.
Well, we can get to what happened around the time Katrina came, and the one that was before Katrina that was in the Gulf, went out to the Atlantic, died, reformed, and came back. They try to put a conspiracy theory on that bad boy. Because
Right, I think
they had ever done it before.
The Navy is one of the military branches that have really been studying weather as a weapon. That
Yes,
is facts.
because they
I've
out
got
there
a
to do
family
it,
member
too.
in the Navy. That's facts.
They are out there to do it. They are out there to do it. They can sit out there and monitor all that mess. They don't want everybody voting. That's the truth. Yeah, I'm going through the comments. Y'all forgive me. But yeah, we can, man, please. Man, please. I heard about that HARP system, and what really got twisted, my conspiracy theory behind it, besides what anybody said, was that HARP system was there to control the weather in the event North Korea came at us because the missiles are coming in our direction from that side of the globe.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I ain't think about that. So that was my thing. But Jesse kind of disappeared when Trump started running. You notice that?
Well, the minute he started bringing up these issues, they took his butt off of television altogether.
The last
They
major
had to shut him
issue
down.
I saw him talk about just happened recently.
Right.
The last major issue I saw him talk about, and it scared him. You know what it was?
What?
A direct energy weapon. Nobody is talking about that.
Energy weapon.
Direct energy weapon. Those 3 words specifically. When you get a chance, bro, look there. I think you will have a ball with that. Because they just had an incident last week or the week before near the White House.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you. And
I
Ted,
saw it, yes.
you in New York. Y'all just had
Yes.
an event a couple years ago, did you not?
Yep, we
Thank
did.
you. Nobody talks about it. And you got to
Nope.
watch the YouTube video to actually hear it.
Nobody.
That's
all
right.
the opinion shows, all the opinion channels.
And I don't expect nobody to talk about it because I'll go ahead and say this too. This is going to get me in trouble, but it's 20 years later. I went to D.C. Nobody talks about 9/11. Nobody. You mean to tell me the Pentagon got hit by a missile and the Pentagon ran into the damn highway and it's during morning rush hour traffic? Thank you.
I always felt that
You saw
they
that
didn't.
pause right there? That's the pause you
Right.
get when you talk to anybody in the DMV. Y'all know about 9/11? I think they men in black that whole damn area. Boy, I swear for God.
Right. I think they obviously do not want. I feel that they don't want us to know the truth.
Mhm.
They never have wanted us to know the truth.
We can't.
They
Because if
they
we know the
bury
truth, we'll
things that
stop them.
happen.
And they have an agenda that is backfiring or has side effects from the original purpose. That's why they don't want nobody talking about it. And this pandemic had another purpose. People don't know that either. We'll be here all
Yeah.
night.
Well,
Yeah,
let me-
we're at 59
I
minutes.
can't talk to people who don't go to work. Y'all be up here having me up here all night because y'all telework and y'all comfortable. I got to get up in the damn morning. I ain't got time.
Peace.
Peace.
But I appreciate y'all, brothers. Honestly, everybody in the chat, John, I want you to stick around tomorrow night. Heavily do. Absolutely. Everybody up here, all y'all that see this, I got a focus for tomorrow night. But if we get through that focus, we're going to cover everything else. And I want everybody to remind me. I want everybody to remember. And most of all, I want every last one of y'all up here. Because this is what we do. We're going to talk junk. We're going to follow memes. We're going to laugh at jokes. But let's talk some truth any and every
Right.
damn time. Everybody up here. I appreciate y'all, man, for real.
All right,
Tomorrow
brother.
night.
Take
Follow
care.
my
I'll see you
notifications.
tomorrow
We'll get up,
night.
man. Good
Take
seeing
care.
you.
Good to see you,
Real.
brother.
All right.
Good night.